Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, where anything can happen. And today is definitely one of those days. This is Saturday morning, and I'm trying to get Saturday morning's video recorded so that I can upload it. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take it to upload because I'm going to be past my free hours. But I did not get this recorded yesterday. Bob and I took off after Julie's class yesterday and went shopping and went to dinner. Keeping in mind that any place we go is at least an hour's drive, so there was 2 hours driving time plus the shopping and the dinner, and we were gone for over 8 hours last night. So it was 9 o'clock when we got home, and I was ready to call it a night. And so no card got made last night, so I'm trying to get that done this morning. I got up at 6, and I made my sample, which is this one here. And we are going to be using, excuse me, a couple of things from Stampin' Up. One is we are using the Festive corners, and we're going to be using the word spooky, and we're going to be using the spider web. Now, as soon as I get my next paper order in, we will be doing a couple other things with this stamp set. So, but today, the only thing I really got to work with is we are focusing on the spider web and spooky, and excuse me, I'm still biting the sinuses this morning. I'm also using our rectangle stitch framelits, and we are using the third to largest die, and I have pre-cut this one and it's ready to go. And if I don't put these back and put them back in their sleeve. And while you could use any tag base, I am using this one from Tim Holtz. This is his Framelit series, and we're using this framelit here. And again, I have pre-cut that one to save me some time this morning. From Stampin' Up, we are also going to use this new ribbon trim that is part of the Magic in This Night suite. And let's see if they give it a name. Just metallic mesh ribbon. And we're going to be using this. We'll use about 6 inches of that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting with a black card base. And I have, as I showed you the other day, I have those all pre-cut and done. And we're going to use this paper from Magic in This Night. It's two-sided. It's got the black floral. And initially I was going to use the black floral for my card this morning, but as I started playing with this, I decided I wanted this, it almost has a wallpaper feel to it for this card. So we're going to go ahead and cut that one really quick. And our card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which means our mat needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. Now this is directional thing, so I have to make sure that how I'm going with this. And a lot of times if I'm not sure, I'll lay my card base down and work with it that way. And so I know I need the bat on this one to be 5 1/4 going this direction. And then we'll come back and cut it 4 inches wide. Just like this. Okay? And that gives us our card base. Now that should be pretty much all we're going to need to cut. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this one into place so I don't lose track of it, because my desk is a disaster this morning. I have multiple videos planned, and so I've got, as I come across things that I know I'm going to need, I have them spread out on my desk. It's a disaster. The main thing that sent us out shopping last night was I needed LED pillar candles, and I needed them to be at least 6 inches tall. And I knew that Walmart had them, but I didn't get them the other day because I wasn't sure of the size. Well, I wish I'd have got them, because then we wound up having to go shopping last night. And then when I got to the Walmart in Poplar Bluff, because I had seen them in West Plains, got to the one in Poplar Bluff, and they didn't have them in white, in the singles. And so I had to buy a 3-pack of 3 grading sizes, and I wanted 2 of the 6-inch candles, but they only had 1 pack of these in the white. So last night was an interesting shopping day. Now I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper under here because I know that I'm going to be in this there are 2, 3, 4, there's like 5 web wires there, and I'm going to eliminate the last one. I'm going to stamp to where I'm just inside that second largest web string. And it really doesn't matter how I stamp these, except it will help in the guiding when I get ready to cut them out. But we're going to stamp this one in this corner. And remember, I want to go just to that second wire. Now, yes, I've stamped the whole thing. And I've got to move this down to where I can see, so I'll bring it back to you in just a minute. There we go. Okay, and then so that I get my dimension, I'm going to come back and I'm going to flip my card 180 degrees and I'm going to restamp. And you can see this where it's stamped. You can see where, although I had that last web ink, it did not stamp because I was off the paper. So I'm going to re-ink this up really quick. And I want to go down to this corner and repeat, and you'll see why we're doing this here in just a minute. Okay, there's our web. Okay, I will come back and clean this later. Set that off to the side. So we've got that one ready. And then we've got this one was the piece that I cut with the rectangular stitch die. And I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black for my ink today. And this is Spooky, and I'm going to line it right up in the center of that. Okay, and stamp. Okay, so there's those two stamped and done. We can get rid of this out of our way. And get my scraps out of my way. Okay, now what I want to do is I want this to line up inside of this spider web. So what I've done is I've cut these down in half. And I've trimmed this just to like maybe 1/4 inch, 3/16 maybe, just enough to give me a glue border to line this up on, just like that. Okay, I'm going to reach under you here for just a minute and get me another baby wipe because I have ink on my fingers here. And I want to make sure that I don't transfer that over to my project. I may anyway by the looks of it, but we'll get the worst of it off. Okay. So what I did was I used tiny glue dots. And I could use the glue. I think maybe we'll go ahead and do that this time since I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and just run a little bit of glue right there on that border I cut. Basically what I've created is a ledge for that to lay on, just like this, and I'm going to put that up right up into the corner of that spider web. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to come in about less than 1/4 inch and cut that out. Don't throw that away because we can use that to stamp words on in our journals. And then I'm going to run this one right along that edge. Okay. And I'm going to let that sit and dry for just a minute so I don't mess it up. So we're just going to leave that alone for a minute. Make sure I have it lined up while the glue's still damp. We're just going to leave that alone for a minute. And while it's drying, because that'll be the last thing we need to add, I'm going to come back in with this tag. I can get rid of the ink pad here before I put my finger in it again. And I said we needed about 6 inches of this ribbon. Well, if you don't have a ruler, know that this is 5.5. So just give yourself a little extra bobble room there. It's that simple. To just use what you have. If you know the length of something, use it as your measure. You don't have to have a ruler in hand. I'm learning that because I'm usually losing this little pink one on my desk. So I'm learning how to. Now what I've done is I've taken this ribbon, it's 1.5 inches wide, and I'm just kind of scrunching it up so that I have some fluff, folding it in half. I'm going to run that from the front to the back, and it does make a difference. Now, I know I didn't need 6 inches, and I realized that when I went this way and realized I had way too much sticking out. But the length makes it easier for you to work with it. And you can always go back and use that netting in a cluster on your one of your journal embellishments. Okay. First off, make sure that your hinge is on the left-hand side, that you're opening like a book. Or you're going to have your tag upside down. I just squiggle some glue on there. And lay this over. And the reason we had to go so short on that is because otherwise it was sticking way up. This you can kind of curve out of the way when you put it into the envelope, and you're okay with that. Okay, now I'm coming back in with my fine scissors. And I'm going to trim that off level with the tag. I'm going to use my sticky scissors to get past this glue. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just cutting to the end of that webbing. And this one I got a little far over, but that's okay. The web part still shows, and that's what's important. And we'll trim that one off. And I'm doing this without my glasses this morning and without a full cup of coffee. So there you go. If I can do that, you guys got this made. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to trim out the web so that that tag looks more finished. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Cut that off. Now that I know where I'm going with that. And I'm going to come over here. And with my little detail scissors, just trim that out. And let's try something different with this one. Let's go ahead and trim out all of these and see which one we like better. We may like that better, okay? Let's trim that out. Trim this one off. I think I like that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below which one you liked, when we trimmed out the whole web or when we left it boxy, like in my first example. I'm going to go ahead and trim that one off too. There we go. Lots of little pieces flying all over the desk, but on my filming surface they wipe off pretty easy. And I have a little pop-up trash can right down here beside me, and I can get them out of my way. And if I miss a trash can, they vacuum up pretty easy. Okay, so then this is going to sit right on here just like that. And what I did was I turned it, actually, so that it's more straight, but everything else is a little cattywampus. And then we're going to come back with our glue. Whoops. And without my glasses, I didn't see that I went off the edge over here. Okay. And then we're going to set this one on here just like that. Okay. And then we need our jewels, wherever they went to. There they are. There they are. Whoops. No. That's the sheet for the stamps. Here we go. Okay. Use my little needle tool. Let's get our big ones up here in our corner. I love these blue jewels. I'm going to have to order some more of these. And I have a Stampin' Up! Order going in this month. I am just waiting for September sales to finalize so that I know how much I have coming in flex points, which should net me almost $100 in free product, which are bonus points that I earned for sales. And there we go. There is our spooky card using the Festive corners and the Magic in This Night Designer Series papers. So tell me, which one do you like best? Where we have it blocked off or we have it trimmed off. Now, I didn't trim this one off, but I did this one as I went up and around. So, but it's fine. I like it. Remember to like this video. There will be more cards coming as well as other projects. Tomorrow I have a home decor item coming up for Stampin' Up Sunday. And then Monday I will be releasing the details for the monthly challenge with Dear Julie Julie. And I'm going to try and get all my videos ready to go and scheduled, since I'm going to be doing some things first part of the week that are going to prevent me from doing any recording. So, and as you can see by having these items pre-cut, now it took me about an hour to get things worked out for this first card. But then once I figured out what I needed to do, it went together really quickly. And then as you can see, even with having this pre-cut and the tag pre-cut, which was all I had pre-cut, we still did this card in less than 15 minutes. So, cards do not have to take a lot of time. They just have to convey a message. And this one, I guess it's spooky. Yes, I'm doing a lot of Halloween cards, but I have Happy Mail going out in the next couple of weeks, and I want to make sure that I have Halloween cards to go in all of them. So, lots of Halloween cards going on right now. Anyway, Stampin' Up Sunday tomorrow, we're doing a Halloween home decor piece. And then later in the month, I will be showing you how to do basically the same technique, but make it a fall festive home decor piece. So hang with me on that one. Remember to subscribe to my channel. This is Shout Out Saturday. Wow, this is Saturday. So let's see who we've got in here today that we are pulling out. Oops. It's my wrong tub. Where is my tub that has all my names? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Oh, yes, there it is. This is the tub with all the names we've already pulled. Here is the tub for Shout Out Saturday. And let's see whose names we're pulling out of this box. Now, if you have joined me in the last couple, 3 weeks, I have not got you printed out and added to this tub yet, but I will. Your name will get drawn, I promise. So let's get our 5 names. There's 1, 2. We got several here. All bunched together. 3, 4, and 5. Let's do that. Okay? So we have, this week, we have Nick's Crafty Corner. Dana's Making a Mess Again. I like that name. We have Jamie Junk Journals. Betty Davis Barton. And AnnBabett. So those names and their channel links will be down in the description box below, as well as product links to the items that I used to make this card today. And if I can answer any questions, please leave me a note in the comment section below. And also remember, I'd love to hear which one of these two you prefer, boxy or trimmed out. That's your chore for this week. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you back here tomorrow for Stampin' Up Sunday. Creative blessings.